South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Headliners. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. It's been 1 week since Hurricane Helene ripped through Florida and other parts of the United States. President Biden visited North and South Carolina to take a first-hand look at the devastation from Hurricane Helene. Officials now say more than 200 people have been found dead in 6 states from Florida to Virginia, with many more missing. CBS News Miami's Christian Benavides has the latest.
President Biden is pledging federal help for victims of Hurricane Helene. He took an aerial tour of hurricane-ravaged areas of the Carolinas Wednesday afternoon. His visit comes as the desperate search for survivors continues. The National Guard is delivering supplies and rescuing people high above North Carolina's remote Blue Ridge Mountains. The president says he's deploying 1,000 active duty troops to support the search effort. In towns across the Western Carolinas, people are doing what they can to piece their lives back together. State officials are investigating a plastics factory in Erwin, Tennessee, after employees say their bosses restricted them from leaving as floodwaters rushed in. Jacob Ingram was rescued. 11 others were swept away. Many are still unaccounted for across the area. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the cleanup and recovery across the region will take years and multi-billions of dollars. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
$1.5 million. That's how much money the president of an Aventura Condo Association is accused of stealing from his own neighbors. Many condo residents are saying his arrest was long overdue. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench has what they say should happen to him.
We were under a dictatorship, and finally we are free. We were living a daily nightmare.
Thais Benezri says she was grateful to hear that Grigory Arzumanov, the president of the Turnberry on the Green condominiums, was arrested and led away in handcuffs from the building where she has lived for 7 years.
We are very happy.
State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle says Arzumanov embezzled more than $1.5 million in cash and property since 2017.
And he was appointed the chief engineer by the association and was paid a salary for doing so of $80,000.
The state attorney says Arzumanov mismanaged an insurance company for the Condo Association, purchased $30,000 worth of artwork, and created his own security company.
Once they started to use Yucca Security Company, what occurred was the price went up. He also had money going to his deceased mother.
We will always protect the residents of our city against all crime, but in particular, condominium board member and HOA board member crime.
I do have one message for anybody who may have collaborated with him during that time. If you don't take it, we will be at your front door and we will be arresting you as well.
Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
When we come back, see how one South Florida woman is making it her mission to help feed families struggling to make ends meet. That's next.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. For many families, putting food on the table can be a struggle during these difficult economic times. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, 18 million households were food insecure sometime last year. Several organizations are coming together to support those in need in our community. CBS News Miami's Maribel Rodriguez has a story of one woman who is making it happen.
So Didi, tell me about this. I mean, you come here like all the time. Why?
Yes, I do because, you know, nowadays the economy is so bad. It's difficult to get by.
For Didi Zelensky, this is a weekly affair, standing in line for food to feed her family.
And how important is this? Like, you have here several bags of food. This lasts you how long?
It lasts us for a week.
On Wednesday, FarmShare, Florida's leading food nonprofit food bank, along with the city of Miami, held a food distribution for residents like Didi, who need it most.
So I got breads, bagels, cans, I got chicken.
But for Didi, it's not only about herself. She's always thinking of others. She stands in line for her family, but also for her neighbors in need.
It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it because besides me getting help, I can help somebody else. I'm like that. If I could, I'll give you the last piece of bread in my house. Yes, I'm like that. I'm old school. Okay.
Oh, you deserve a hug.
And with the help of another neighbor who was kind enough to drive her, Didi delivered a bag of goods to her neighbor, Zenia Lopez.
Estás agradecida. Are you very grateful for what your Didi brought, your neighbor?
Claro, claro que sí.
Yes.
Tratamos siempre de ayudarnos, siempre estar pendientes una de la otra.
So you always help each other out?
Sí.
For these residents, it's all about neighbors helping each other in a time of need.
You know, we gotta help each other. This is like real friendship, doing things without expecting nothing in return. Because whatever you put out in the world, that's what comes back.
Maribel Rodriguez, CBS News, Miami.
Have you noticed some concrete markers popping up across Miami-Dade parks? They are more than just concrete. They're art created to teach residents and visitors alike about climate change and its impact on some of your favorite places in South Florida. Next, weather meteorologist Casey Sherman explains.
If you've walked around Matheson Hammock Park and Coral Gables recently, you may have noticed a peculiar slab of concrete. The slab is actually art, created by Xavier Cortada for his underwater project. It's a project aimed at raising awareness to sea level rise by displaying elevation at local parks. This particular marker displays the number 2, as in 2 feet. But if seas keep rising at the current rate, it'll be underwater by the next century.
People need to understand how many feet above sea level their homes are, because what they'll discover is that unlike the rest of America, Miami is uniquely situated as a community that is flat. There is no high ground.
Placed around several Miami-Dade parks, each slab displays a carving of a number that represents the respective park's point of elevation. Next to each number is a QR code to the project's website explaining what the number means.
Hopefully you'll pull out your phone and you'll scan that QR code, and that QR code will tell you that marker tells you that this park is at 10 feet above sea level.
People living near the park are also around 10 feet above sea level, an elevation that could be cut in half by the start of the next century if sea level continues to rise at the same accelerated pace that it has been over the last 70 to 80 years.
So where does this prediction come from? It's a forecast based on NOAA's intermediate high projection, which is the projection that the most recent values of sea level rise have lined up with the most. So you can see if we follow this projection, by year 2100, about 5 feet in sea level rise is predicted. The coast of Miami-Dade County would go from looking like this to this. So if I'm standing at Xavier Cortada's same concrete sculpture in Matheson Hammock Park in 76 years from now, I'd be wading in about 3 feet of water.
Cortada's sculptures aren't the only part of the underwater project sparking conversation about sea level rise. His project also includes lawn signs with elevation numbers that are displayed in the front yards of anyone who wants to raise awareness. And while Matheson Hammock Park is above water for now, for Miami residents like Ronnie Good, taking measures now to prevent future sea level rise is
extremely important. You have to elevate all your roadways, your highways. I live off Cutler Bay, so if we don't do anything, we'll most likely lose our homes.
And Cortada hopes that spreading awareness through art will urge people to do that.
It's about bringing everyone together, getting rid of all the negative stuff, and just focusing on one foot in front of the other. What do we do? What policies do we do? How do we protect our planet so that we can protect our health and our future?
For CBS News Miami, I'm next weather meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When we come back, I had the chance to speak to one man who tells me he is living the American dream, how he's still giving back to the community decades later. Next.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. Hispanic Heritage Month is a perfect time to celebrate the American dream. For immigrants, that dream comes true through hard work, a little luck, and seizing an opportunity. Call it an Only in America story. Well, I have the pleasure to introduce you now to a former police officer who realized his American dream when he started cooking hamburgers.
Emilio Cabrera owns 18 McDonald's franchises in South Florida, from Edgewater to Hollywood, Sunny Isles, and North Miami, just to name a few. His Mickey D's have been serving up Big Macs and Happy Meals for the past 43 years.
Hello, my name's Emilio. I'm the owner. How can I help you?
Why are there so many officers here?
Well, the McDonald's is working with local police departments.
Cabrera has a soft spot for law enforcement. After all, he was a cop, retiring from the Miami Police Department as a lieutenant. Late in his career, an assignment to solve robberies at a McDonald's changed his life.
There was a gang hitting franchises, McDonald's franchises, and we didn't know where the next one was going to be. So we had to put a set of cops there, hidden.
After the robbers were caught, Cabrera asked about owning his own franchise. To get it, he had to train for 2 years at McDonald's while still working as a cop. Strapped for cash, McDonald's helped him with financing to buy his first franchise in 1983.
They sold you a restaurant. Did you have money for this at the time?
No.
How could you buy a restaurant without money?
A program. McDonald's had a program. If they liked you and they thought your potential, they get you into the program.
The first thing we asked is, why us? You know, is this possible? I mean, his goal was a police career, and we were on that path. So this was a completely different path.
Grateful for the opportunity, Cabrera pays it forward by hosting veterans, teachers, law enforcement groups, including monthly Coffee with a Cop events.
It's a nice place to come down. It's quiet, the air conditioning, there's a clean bathroom. You know, you just get off the road for 10 minutes and cool down.
He's never forgotten where he came from, being a City of Miami officer, and trying something else. There's nothing wrong with that. I've been here 27 years. We have to also think of another chapter of our life.
The Cuban American is a source of pride for his children, who are an integral part of the business.
And I find that his accomplishments, both in the police department and at McDonald's, have been incredible, especially for first-generation immigrant.
I didn't build this, and my husband didn't build this, my brother didn't build this. This was built by my mom and dad. And this was many years of ups and downs, many years of that they're not going to give up, that we need to make this work.
While he learned the secret to success, Cabrera still doesn't know the secret to the sauce.
Do you have a favorite item on the menu?
Yeah.
What is that?
Big Mac.
You're a Big Mac guy?
Yeah.
No quarter pounders?
No, Big Mac. With a secret sauce that they still haven't told me what it is.
Sure, great to meet Emilio. Now, full disclosure, I worked on McDonald's for a summer when I was 14 years old. The job helped me buy my first car. And like Emilio, I was never given the recipe for the secret Big Mac sauce either. Well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. CBS News Miami is highlighting those affected by breast cancer. And this week, we introduce you to a mom diagnosed with the disease in 2020. Her 2 daughters have taken her diagnosis and turned it into a way to bring awareness of the disease to a new generation. CBS News Miami's Trish Christakis has a story that goes beyond survival.
We were terrified. We were like, Mommy, are you going to die? We can't lose you.
2020, Bella and Sophia had just gone through the unimaginable. Their father suddenly passed away from a heart attack. Their grandfather died after getting COVID-19. And now their mother, Lisa, diagnosed with breast cancer.
I really wouldn't wish that pain upon any other family.
Lisa Safi was diagnosed the week we went into lockdown, and all she was worried about was making sure she would survive for her girls.
I'm alive, and I'll do anything to stay alive. I'm a single mom of 2 girls, and I'm their only parent.
She's one of 4 sisters. 3 of them were diagnosed with breast cancer. So Bella and Sophia had been raising money and awareness for a while, but it changed when it was their mom.
So both of us co-founded Pink Purpose, which is an organization to raise money for breast cancer awareness.
They organize walks, concerts, volleyball games, and more.
Pure pride. I'm so proud of my girls because they are survivors in many ways.
Their main goal is to raise money so that more research can be done to save lives and make sure no one has to go through what they did.
We just don't want other people to suffer because it was really hard for us to watch our mom go through all this pain after everything that was happening. And I think we just really wanted to channel all that negative energy into something positive.
As young girls dealing with so much trauma and loss, they found a way to turn their grief and stress into fundraising. They brought doctors to their high school to educate their peers on early detection.
If you get your mammograms, if you have regular checkups, you get early detection, you can be saved. Your life can be saved.
Something this close-knit family will continue to advocate for: early detection and continued mammograms. In Coconut Grove, Trish Christakis, CBS News, Miami.
Thanks for joining us this half hour on Headliners. As always, keep it right here on CBS News Miami for up-to-the-minute breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. Make it a great day.